Hello, music lovers or haters. Welcome to the Modern Music Podcast with Doug Branmel
and Charles Walsh. And Modern Music is a podcast where we take some of the most popular albums of the day and offer our own reviews of them. Today we will be reviewing Dummy Boy by 6ix9ine.
We're not exactly happy about this. It was a real struggle for me, honestly, to listen to this whole thing. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm going to clarify something right now. I don't think either of us listen to trap.
No, I mean I listened to some hip hop, but I really haven't listened to much trap. Right?
Yeah.
So I was a little new to this.
Yeah, I tried to go into this with as open of a mind as possible. It was interesting to say the least. Let's go track by track for the first few things here.
Right.
So we have first track, Stupid, in all caps. So whenever I'm listening to music, I tend to go immediately to what the instrumental sounds like. And one of the things about trap is that it's probably one of the most unique instrumentals that you'll get. A lot of the time, though, it's really just drums and maybe a few synths.
Yeah.
The backing track for this one wasn't the worst. Definitely not the worst I've seen. It has a couple of different shifts that would almost be the same as other genres having, like a verse or a chorus. The big problem, though, and this will become a theme as we go through the album.
The phone in?
We'll get to that. But the vocals in general, I believe, is the main problem that I had. 6ix9ine likes to shout into the microphone. Shout rapping is not something that I listen to often, but I don't see a problem with it, especially if it's done well. Funnily enough, listening to electronic music a lot, it actually tends to sync with dubstep sometimes,
yeah.
Which adds an interesting effect that I actually kind of like. This one, it just kind of made it where it was hard to understand.
Yep. I just think that I feel like he can't sing, so he has to scream. But his scream doesn't exactly sound very well because he can't sing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't sing either, but I don't think that that's a reason that someone should be held back.
No, obviously not. But
yeah.
I just think that he can't do it very well.
The question, the start was very odd because the intro had him pitch shifted up probably like an octave and a half. And I'm not sure what they're going for there. It was just kind of like Alvin and the Chipmunks-y. That's immediately what my mind goes to. And I don't know if that's what he's going for or not, but it's unique. I'll give you that. Do you want to comment on that?
I mean, I wouldn't say Alvin and the Chipmunks exactly, but I know where you're coming from.
God, back to those 2008 days of everyone just...
you know what? I remember when the live-action movies came out. We're not going to get into that because it's completely off topic, but
I know.
Yep.
It's,
those were the days remember going and seeing Chipwrecked in the theaters. Oh, God.
There's like 4 of them now. Let's not talk about that because that is a rabbit hole that we shall not go down, ever. Yep. Preferably. Anyway, then the most questionable part, I think, and the most distracting, is in the middle of the song. You'll notice that 6ix9ine has a lot of features in this album.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a bit
I
too
know
many.
what you're going to. It's pretty funny.
It's a phone-in by a rapper, and the reason why it's a phone...
He's in prison.
Yes.
Yep.
They literally...
did your research there, didn't you? Bobby Shmurda.
Yeah, that was his name. I don't, I forgot if
I've actually done some research on him, too. I don't know why he's in prison. I didn't care enough to check it out, but,
One of the things that I have no problem with celebrity culture. I don't understand it, really. But, I mean, sure, if that's what you like, go ahead. But one of the things that I think affects the music genre, or music industry, is I think it's not so much driven by the songs themselves. It's more so who is singing in them or rapping or yelling.
Yep. I feel like it's not his album as much as it's like a shared project.
Yeah, it's definitely more of a collaboration rather than...
I don't think his name should be in the main title of it.
It should be like a compilation.
I don't even think he produced it, but if he did, I guess...
No, he didn't. He didn't produce... I checked for his name. He didn't produce or write any of the tracks, but I
wonder who wrote it. I really want to figure out.
You can look it all up on Wikipedia. There's like a different set of writers for every single song. But I don't think the features were really producing it. They wouldn't be producing it.
Sounds like Kanye West wrote it. I wouldn't be surprised if he wrote some of it. He's on the album, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on the album. For, what was it, Mama, I think?
Yeah, it was Mama.
I don't think he wrote it, though. I could be wrong there. I was just checking for 6ix9ine's name.
I mean, he wrote that piece of crap song. What was it? I Love It or something?
I've never heard it, so I'm not going to comment on it then.
Alright, so I'll just do the next one since you pretty much took this one over, but you can still comment on it.
Yeah.
So for track 2, I don't even want to say the name. You can say it if you want.
Fifi. Because, yeah.
Nicki Minaj is in it, and I don't really think it's considered singing. She was kind of like a robot, sort of. She was like, talking like this the whole time and just with the beat in the background.
She's very articulate, I'll give her that.
Yes, and it's disgusting. I found that it was objectifying pretty heavily. And usually, that's the case, but this was bad. The fact that 12-year-olds listen to this, blows my mind.
It's a fire track, man.
Not even just that, because, it's kind of like the whole rating system's being ignored these days, I, myself, don't stand for the rating system in music. I feel like...
Can you clarify what you mean by rating system?
Like the MPAA rating system, like the parental thing that's on there.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant,
content.
Review.
I don't stand for that. I don't like that. Because I feel that not even rappers, but musicians don't get as much credit as they should because of Moms Against something or whatever started it. I feel like
Moms Against. Oh, this is a mom movement.
This is a mom. I think it started with the Moms Against something, and then it just. I don't believe in that. I don't think that it should be. Obviously, explicit lyrics shouldn't be broadcast to 5-year-olds.
This song was not something that you would hear on the radio.
I feel that the rating system is a barrier that needs to be broken. So back in the day, Frank Zappa and you know who Frank Zappa is?
I have no idea.
Well, the guy named Frank Zappa, a musician, and the lead singer of Twisted Sister, Dee Snider, they were in trial against. They testified against these Moms Against ratings, and they stopped it for a while. But the thing is, if it weren't for Dee Snider and Frank Zappa, we would not have metal music, hardcore metal music. Stuff like Rage Against the Machine and Korn and Disturbed and all that stuff wouldn't really exist or maybe it would exist, but it wouldn't really be as good as it was, because if it weren't for Frank Zappa and Dee Snider, we wouldn't be here.
So I'm just not familiar with this. So the Moms Against Rating thing, was that trying to? It was trying
to keep children's ears away from it and stuff like that. Which obviously little children shouldn't be listening to that, but at some point in your life, you're going to have to let kids discover for themselves the kind of music they like. You can't guide them through it completely.
Yeah, there's a fine line between obviously you don't want your kids spewing curse words all the time and stuff when they're 6 years old, but you don't want to shelter them too much. I feel the thing is, regardless of what you think of ratings, I think this song, Fifi,
deserves it.
Yeah.
The song doesn't. The song may not necessarily deserve a rating, but it really, really. I would caution people.
Yeah.
I would caution. There's a difference between caution and putting up a barrier so people don't listen to it. Cautioning is fine, but helping people avoid listening to it is not nice. Even for 6ix9ine, which I can't even believe I'm saying that. But yeah. So let's get back on track here.
We're still on topic mostly.
Yeah. So Fifi, the lyrics are outrageously gross. All right, how many tracks did you review? I got to 5 tracks before.
I just went to Mama, I think, and then I went into generalizations of the album itself. So
why don't you do TikTok?
All right, TikTok. This one, initially, I actually kind of liked the backing track. It was something that I would actually listen to.
The reggaeton thing? Was this the reggaeton one?
No, that was Kika. That was the next one.
Oh man, I didn't like the reggaeton.
They had an interesting guitar melody that wasn't too bad. Great backing track. Probably one of the best backing tracks of the album. But again, vocals are what keeps this song behind.
Yes.
I'm not going to lie. I was actually listening to it as I was writing all my stuff down for the review. So I was listening to it absentmindedly that time. And I know some people who are fans of this genre pay more attention to... Some people pay attention to the rhythm of the vocals. Some people pay more attention to the lyrics.
I pay more attention to the lyrics, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Rhythm, too, with music that I like. I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. I didn't like this very much. So I was paying attention to the lyrics, just more because I have to write a review.
Yeah, so I was listening to it absentmindedly, but the thing was, I have nothing against vocoders and autotune. I've seen them used to great effect. I think autotune has a rather negative connotation a lot of times, but it can be used as almost an amplifier, not to say, oh, I'm covering up for my bad vocal skills. Some people can literally just talk into a microphone and change it into something beautiful with a program like Melodyne or something, which is a go-to autotune program. Yeah. But from what I've seen in a lot of rap, or rather trap songs, it's questionable at best, at least for to my ears. Have you ever used an Audacity plugin for autotune and set the speed way too high?
I haven't.
Okay, what it does is it tries to assign your voice to way too many notes at once, and it wobbles. Bad. It wobbles between a bunch of notes.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be the case if you were to try something like that.
And that's what this sounds like. So yeah.
What did you think of Lil Baby? Did you really notice that at all?
Sounds familiar.
He was the guy that was featured on this one.
Oh, let's. No, I didn't really put anything specifically about him. Again, I was just paying attention more to the.
See, for me, I said the autotune is what bothered me most on this song, and I said the lyrics are jumbled to the point where it's kind of overwhelming.
Yeah, I couldn't understand what they were saying on the first listen.
There was just a bunch of stuff just jam-packed. It felt like a box of lyrics. They just was trying to stuff them all in the box, and they couldn't quite do it without it spilling a little bit.
I wonder if he even collaborates with his writers when he's doing this stuff.
I don't know. Alright, so let's move on to track 4, Kika, featuring Tory Lanez. This is a reggaeton sort of sound with this song that I don't think works at all, honestly. I've never been a big reggaeton fan myself, so...
I have nothing wrong with reggaeton.
I have something wrong with it, but it's just that I didn't think this... I mean, obviously it works for some people, but I don't think this works at all.
Yeah. Steel drums and autotune.
No.
Nah.
This
it's
song...
peppermint and Cheetos or whatever.
The line that's repeated as loud as I do my own stunts with Jackie Chan.
Yeah, I kept hearing Jackie Chan and I was very confused.
I've noticed rappers have some sort of fascination with Jackie Chan.
They do?
Yeah, Post Malone drops his name a lot in his song called Jackie Chan with Tiesto, the DJ, and Dizeko. I wonder why he's brought up so much, honestly. I mean, it's just kind of weird, I think. And I can imagine if you like him, but put him in your music with no relevance, it's kind of...
I don't have a transcript of the lyrics, but do you know what he was referring to as, his own stunts?
We can look it up.
Yeah, why don't you pull up a transcript of that?
Here we go. We can't read a lot of these.
Oh, yeah. I'm very white. I can't read this. Okay, I'm just glad. I don't think he's referring to writing his own songs, which I see a lot of rappers do when they don't write their own songs. I think he's just referring to, probably gang activity. I don't know. So this is going to sound pretty cheesy, but I was talking to my brother about this, and he was laughing his ass off about. He knows I'm not a big fan of trap, and he's like, "Oh man, you're going to have to listen to this." And he was telling me about one of the biggest problems I have with rap is a lot of the culture that it has. Find me a trap song that doesn't talk about drugs, sex, or
hoes, stuff like
sex,
that.
drugs, sex, or gang activity. I'm not going to say you're not going to find one, but it's really hard to find
Every
one.
once in a while, there's good expression. Tupac did some stuff that's okay. But really, it's kind of sucks when it seems... Because there's so much of it in rap culture where it seems like there's a point where they can't come up with anything else to write at. So they're just can't come up with any other ideas. Let's just go to sex and drugs and hoes and stuff like that.
Because it's a controversial topic and it's heavily taboo in our society
yep.
And people like controversial stuff. But one of the big things is you're influencing a lot of people with that.
Yeah.
When you have an audience that large, you need to realize that
branch out a little bit.
Yeah. What was it? There was a gang Trayvon Bloods or something. Trayvon,
Trayvon rings a bell, but I don't know.
I think that's because I was talking about this earlier. I'm probably butchering his name or saying something completely different. But anyway, he was a rapper who sold albums, got a lot of money, and reportedly those funds were going to his gang. I don't understand the immunity that some of these rappers have. Like, eventually they might go behind bars, which then people get mad about, but like...
But they kind of deserve it.
When you're doing drugs on Instagram and sharing it, like...
You can't expect not to.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like... I don't know if I were to smoke weed right now and post it on Instagram, I'd get arrested at some point.
Yeah.
It's illegal in the state. That's why I don't post stuff.
That's why I don't post me doing weed on Instagram.
Yeah.
Pro tip, if you don't want to get arrested,
Yep.
don't do stuff like that. Again, I'm going to say one more thing about this. Kika Toriolinez, I guess that's how you pronounce it.
He wasn't very good, I think.
He was shouting a lot, and I have no problem with profanity. I've actually had to stop myself from cursing several times on this already.
Yeah, so have I.
The thing is, I have no problem with vulgarity, but Linez sounds like a little kid who's just discovered what cursing is, and he thinks it's the coolest thing. Like,
yeah, I mean, I see that. Yeah, that kind of, I've noticed that too.
Yeah, Gossett, our teacher, was like, can you play like a part of it that is clean? Yeah, no, you can't. There's a curse in every 4 seconds.
There is a clean version of the album, but there'd really be no point playing it because it's just a bunch
Half of the lyrics would be gone.
Yeah, so it'd be like, you wouldn't be able to understand what's wrong with it because you wouldn't be able to hear it. Yeah. That wasn't our microphone glitching out, by the way. That was Charles' impression of the clean version of this album.
I kind of want to listen to it now and see what it sounds like. Just imagine being a mom, like, driving your kid to school, and Kika is playing on the radio, and it's been cleaned, but, like, it's just like, oh my god, what were they saying?
Right, here's our clean version.
Let's hear this. Yeah, just get to Tori's part. Oh yeah, Jackie Chan.
You see, hear it? It makes no sense.
There was an entire 2 beats there we didn't say.
That makes no sense.
Also, I'm going to say that the autotune for that, the autotune was kind of used as it was supposed to be, but you could tell that it was like...
Yeah.
Like, he was not singing when he recorded that.
Yeah.
All right, Mama. Oh, man.
This one is the one where I stopped listening.
This one, oh, man, that intro. Like...
What's the intro again? Let's play it.
Oh, God. The intro kills it for me. We have features by Kanye West and Nicki Minaj.
Why is Kanye in this album? That?
Who is this meant to appeal to? Like...
I mean, sort of, I think they're trying to go for an aesthetic sort of song. I feel like it's trying to appeal to an aesthetic that didn't really work.
I think it's an aesthetic that doesn't exist. Like,
I mean, some people might have that aesthetic, but it doesn't really work very well.
Give me a good chord in a trap song.
I can't right now on the spot.
I'm just saying, like, it's...
Well, for me, the lyrics made no sense. The beat's annoying, especially the intro. The lyrics are misplaced. I'm just wondering, why is Kanye West in this? You know how much stuff he did? He did Kids See Ghosts, which was good. He did Yay, which was okay. He did so many great he had so many great things come out last year. I don't really understand why he had to, besides I Love It and Ecstasy, those are 2 really bad songs, but besides those, he did so many great things last year.
That's why he's in this.
I don't understand why he's in this.
Because he did a bunch of great things. So if you... Is
that why he was hired?
From a business perspective, 6ix9ine is kind of like how old is he? I mean, he's younger, I'm pretty sure. The music industry is like a very difficult thing to climb up, and I'm not going to discredit people who've gotten to the top for being able to do that. It's extremely difficult, and for someone like 6ix9ine, from a business perspective, it makes a lot of sense to have, God, how many features were in this album? Like, you could put...
Every single song but one, so I think like 12 different songs had features on it.
And, like, I know Mama had, like, Nicki Minaj and Kanye. Well, she was already in a different song. But anyway, that song. No. But, like, from a business perspective, if you're having all of those iconic music industry stars on your album, do you realize how many people that's going to attract to your album?
So many.
Exactly. That's why he has so many features.
Problem is, though, when it attracts those people, so the people that like these people that are featured, when it attracts their fans, they start to not like them. start to like them less because they signed up to do this.
I mean,
that not with every case, but with some cases that might happen. So I feel like I wouldn't do this if I were in Kanye's shoes because I would be losing fans.
I mean, sometimes it's not too much of a jump. Like Anaconda to Fifi is admittedly, at least Anaconda was like a euphemism.
You listened to that?
I mean, it was a meme.
It was unavoidable.
Yeah, it was a meme. So that was at least a euphemism for everything. But I mean, in Fifi, they're just like, screw it, let's. Good God.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's too much of a change all the time, but it definitely makes sense from a business perspective. The problem is, I think you mentioned this before, and I think a lot of people have thought this about the album, but the problem is it doesn't sound like 6ix9ine's album. If people are coming here because of a different artist, you're a guest on your own album then. So many of these songs could have just been like the original art, or the feature.
It's like,
like
has a small
this could have
part.
been could have been a Nicki Minaj's album featuring
All these other
6ix9ine.
people. Yeah, this could have been anyone's album. So do we want to move on from this track? Or?
Yeah, we'll just go on to general stuff
So
now.
can I say my general one, or do you want to say
Si, senor.
I said, okay, well, there's really no point in doing track by track for this one, so I'm just going to write a paragraph or so. First thing I noticed is the album cover. It's essentially 6ix9ine peeing rainbows, and it's supposed to, like, be funny because his hair is rainbow and so are his teeth. Also, I think he went for a claymation sort of look for the album cover, but that did not work.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the claymation.
I don't have a problem with it either, but it didn't work out very well.
It was kind of off-putting. It
Yeah.
made it look a bit creepy, but, I mean, this guy has dyed his teeth rainbow. Looks like he's eating Skittles. I mean, I don't understand rap culture.
Secondly, I said there's someone featured in every song except one, so just as 6ix9ine could not make a quote-unquote, I'm doing quotes here, you guys can't see it though, good album by himself. He clearly has little to no talent, because I don't think he produced this or wrote it.
Yeah, he didn't produce it, or, right.
So, thirdly, he seems to think that screaming is the same thing as rapping, but it's not, and he kind of sounds like crap. He clearly has no vocal skills. Fourth, every song has a title in all uppercase letters. It just makes no sense. It's not cool to have something like Fifi as your title. It's stupidly annoying and enraging. If anybody else besides 6ix9ine did this, it would make people not want to listen to the album. My fifth point is his writing. Now, usually I would select some lines and evaluate why they are bad, but I can't really because it's just a bunch of curse words meshed together into one album. So much so that if it weren't for a different beat during each song, it would probably all sound like one song. My final biased words for this written review are this. If you think this is good music, please listen to literally anything else. Practically any other music is better than this trash, and that's saying a lot.
I'd have to argue with you there on there's worse out there, and it's not trap.
There is worse, but it's still though.
Yeah. But anyway, I kind of put a lot of my wrap-up points in here sporadically throughout this podcast, i.e. it doesn't sound like his album. One of the things, I think, as far as the album cover, I think as far as that goes is, I'm 6ix9ine, I can do whatever I want. So
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
See this floor? I'm gonna piss on it. Like, that's, I mean, sure. I mean, I've seen worse. Sometimes album covers won't even make sense.
Also, if anyone's mad that we didn't review each track, tell us a track that you want us to listen to, and we will listen to it and personally write you a paragraph long review about why that single track sucks. All right?
Oh, you're going into this with an open mind.
You can tell us if you want us to review a song, and we'll review it. That was a little dramatic on my part. Sorry.
We're taking suggestions.
We are taking suggestions. All right. You want to read your biased review?
Again, I think the main thing I think I'd rather, instead of talking about the album, I'd rather talk about like why like 6ix9ine is what he is. And
all right, talk about that. Let's talk about that then. 'Cause that's an interesting subject.
You said that he's currently behind bars, not his rap verses because
I think it's because of, I don't want to say for certain. We can try looking it up real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I don't understand is people. These are celebrities we're talking about, so they're celebrities for a reason because people love what they do, their work. But the thing is, I feel like 6ix9ine is to his production team what Queen Elizabeth is to England. 6
counts of racketeering, conspiracy to commit murder,
okay.
robbery, narcotics trafficking, and multiple firearm offenses.
All right.
Says, if convicted of all charges, the rapper could be looking at a 32-year prison sentence.
Holy. How old is he?
He's like, oh god.
He has a kid.
He is 22 years old.
All right, so still a bit young. So now he's going to be doing those call-in from jail features, I guess. Like,
I think they'll let him make a recording studio in prison.
well, if they
You
didn't...
never know, right?
Here's the thing. This is going to go back to that one feature. What was his name?
Tory Lanez?
Yeah. So quality is something that you want in an album or a song even. But what I have a hard time wrapping my head around is it couldn't be any more obvious that like the success of an album, at least this album, was based not on the quality of the songs.
But the rappers.
Yes, but the rappers featured in it. And I'm not saying when I'm saying quality, at least in this specific scenario, I'm literally talking about the audio quality. Name me one other producer or in any other genre who would accept an instrumental track, a vocal track, anything from a call on a jail phone. Like you can listen to the quality of this.
I can do that.
I thought it was supposed to be like a really like poor attempt at like an effect, like a vocal effect or something at first. But no, he literally downgraded the audio quality of his entire song so much just so he could get this one guy to feature in it. And I just don't understand that mentality. And if he's not producing his tracks, if he's not writing his tracks, then why is he the one doing it?
Yeah, exactly.
He's like a figurehead.
I don't know why his name is on it if he's...
I mean, he did record it.
Yeah.
Albeit, so. But is he... I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Alright, so anything else? Any final words?
I think that's about it. It's just...
Alright, so thanks for listening.
Oh, should we talk about the Q&A?
Sure, yeah.
Okay, one thing we definitely don't want to do, obviously neither of us are exactly big fans of trap, but we don't want to be strawmanning the entire genre.
Exactly, so if you guys have any questions or you want us to cover anything,
or have any responses,
let us know over on our Twitter. Our Twitter handle will be in the bio, because I'm pretty sure this will go on YouTube. Okay, and also we'll be doing a poll. We'll be doing a poll on there. We'll have 3 albums, and you guys can vote. And if we don't get enough votes, we'll do it again. Also, this is Charles' fault for making us listen to this, because he picked this one out of the little bin.
You picked this, you fool.
I picked it, but then you picked it.
Sure, I'll just leave that as is.
Okay, so also Charles has a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, guys, if you're coming here from Alwyn Solstice's YouTube channel, that me. Hello.
And if you don't know already, he has a few music tracks on there, and he also does voice acting. He has a song that he's made that has 32,000 views on it.
Oh, shut up about that.
It's a pretty big accomplishment, though.
Yeah, I just piggybacked on the viral music video, but... Alright, let's sign off here.
Alright, so, we hope you enjoyed this to the equivalence that we did not. If you want to get more information, even help us choose an album review, then follow us on Twitter, which we just said, and that plug will be in our bio. Thank you so much for listening to this. We worked hard on this, and we are very excited to record more in the future, because as much as this is torture, I'm sure me and Charles can both agree that it's pretty fun to do this.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you very much. Have a great rest of your whatever time you're listening to this. Goodbye, guys.